Hello, second grade scientists. Welcome back to another science lesson. Today we are going to talk about materials in bottles. So remember last time we did these bottles and we talked about the different types of liquids, how they move, and how we can describe them using property words. Today we're going to look at these four new bottles and talk about how we can describe them as well. So let's begin. Our first bottle here is filled with rice. Now we all may know a lot about rice because we use it often to cook. But this time I want you to look at the rice in a different way. How does the rice move in the bottle? It looks very similar to how the liquids move, right? But would we say this is a liquid? Why or why not? How would you describe the rice in the bottle? So take a close look. Listen how it moves. Let's look at our next bottle. Okay, our next bottle is cornmeal. Now, cornmeal is kind of like a flour. Some people use it to make different types of foods like oatmeal or porridge, or some people use it to bake. And if you look really closely, it looks kind of like sand, right? Because it's so very tiny and small. So the cornmeal, if I move it in a bottle, once again, it kind of moves like the liquids did. But would we say this is a liquid? How would we describe the cornmeal in this bottle? Think about it carefully and you can record your observations. Now let's look at the next one. Our next bottle is filled with pinto beans. Pinto beans are very yummy. You can cook them in many different ways. And our pinto beans, as you can see, is much bigger than the cornmeal and the rice. So look how it moves from one side to the other. How would you describe the pinto beans using property words? You've done a great job so far thinking about all the property words and ways we can describe these three new materials. Now let's look at our last one. Our last material is called mung beans. They look very similar to little green beans, but they're much tinier. So look at how they move in the bottle. How they move from side to side, how it sounds when we shake it up. How can you describe these mung beans? Some people might say this is a solid. Why? Why do you think it's a solid? What are its characteristics? What are its properties? Use what we have learned in our lessons so far in dealing with solids and liquids to determine what type of material we are working with in our new investigation. I look forward to hearing your wonderful observations.